Raina, it's been a long time. I didn't think that after I transferred my workplace to the private elementary school I had so long wanted to teach at, there would be your daughter in my class. I guess you deleted your previous SNS account because I took away your boyfriend Sam, right? Right after graduation, you moved away as if you wanted to escape as quickly as possible. It was a good idea of mine to make a group account on the SNSs of my students' parents. To think I was able to get your account name that way. Funny, isn't it? Crazy. I think this is going to be so much fun for me. Good evening, Miss Moss. What? I don't intend to have any private relationship with you, so I will act as my daughter's homeroom teacher only. If you could do the same, I would appreciate it. Oh, really? You're a boring woman like you've always been. Well, whatever. I hope you'll have a good time this year then. By the way, Raina, you were raised by your mom, right? A single-parent family? It totally makes sense. Good evening, Miss Moss. Yes, my mother raised me, but is there something? Then your mother got divorced from your father, right? I don't think I'm obligated to answer that question to you. I see. You're going to keep that a secret, I see. Are you asking this question to all the other parents of your students? I believe there are other families who are in similar situations. I don't ask such a thing to everyone. In that case, I also have no obligation to answer you. What? It's not like it would hurt to tell me, right? We're friends, aren't we? I don't plan to have any dealings with you whatsoever, except as my daughter's homeroom teacher. Please excuse me. Hello, Raina. Would you have a moment? It's about the homeroom teacher. Oh, hello, Vicky. It seems that we both have our daughters in the same class this year. That's right. I hope we'll have a good school year together. Yes, me too. And you said something about the homeroom teacher? Is it true that you and Miss Moss went to the same university and were in the same school year? Oh, yes, that's right. But we weren't all that friendly with each other to begin with. At school, I plan to interact with her only as my daughter's homeroom teacher. I also told her that. I see. But in that case, it might be easier to talk about this with you. What happened? Well, today, my daughter came back home crying. Oh? What happened? She was asked to solve a problem that they hadn't covered in class yet, so she said that she doesn't know the answer. Then Mrs. Moss said that this is why a family with a single parent have stupid kids, and those who grow up without a father come out this way, and so on. She was under verbal attack for quite a while. What? Then it seems that your daughter, Judith, tried to help my daughter. Oh. I am really grateful for that, but since I know that your family is also like mine, so if you become the target, that would be very troublesome. So I thought I should let you know about it. Thank you for thinking about us. I'll ask my daughter about this later. It might also be helpful if you could let me know how you might handle this if that were to happen. Yes, I see. Thank you for the information. No, thank you. It was wonderful that Judith came to my daughter's help. If there's anything else that comes up, I'll pass that along to you. Yes, thank you. Miss Moss, do you have a moment now? Oh, look who it is. It's rare that you would contact me, Raina. My daughter came back home crying from school. She tells me that you tore her textbook into pieces. Could you explain what's going on? Oh, about that. This is also your fault as a mother. Me? I know you're poor since you come from a single mother's family, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to pay for the tuition. I am paying the tuition. You were crying on the phone as you were called to the office to say that you can't pay for the tuition. What? Did you think I wouldn't know about that? Unfortunately for you, I happened to be in the office at that time. As punishment, I tore your daughter's textbook because she didn't pay for her tuition and attend my class. I am also working for my salary. I will deal with these matters as business. Excuse me? Are you talking about the matter regarding the system error the bank was experiencing on the day of the money transfer? What? I happened to go to school on another matter. I just telephoned the office to inform them that I would pay the tuition in person and in cash. What? You can confirm with the school. There would be record of the payment. What? You paid? Yes, I paid for the whole amount. Miss Moss, you were also making another girl cry yesterday, weren't you? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Like my family, this girl came from a single mother's family, and I hear that you asked her to solve a problem that you haven't covered in class yet. When you saw that she couldn't answer the question, you brought up her family situation and showered her with verbal abuse. It seems like you are quite biased when it comes to a single mother's family. Miss Moss, would you care to tell me out of what reason you are doing such a thing? What? You don't realize it yet? What are you talking about? This is my revenge to you. What? A revenge? You think you can send your daughter to a private school? When you come from a single mother's family, that's not where you belong. I thought I'll start by giving that girl a bit of a hard time. But as for you and your daughter, I can't forgive both of you, so I'll just beat the crap out of you both. What do you mean? Your daughter. Her father is Sam, isn't it? What? It seems like you divorced him a long time ago, but it basically means that you took Sam away from me. I really was in love with Sam, but in the end he dumped me. Then a year later I hear that he got back together with his ex and married her. What the hell? That's why I can't stand neither you nor your daughter. You understand me? Miss Moss. No, from here I'll speak to you as your former classmate. My daughter's father is not Sam. What? I have also heard that Sam got back together with his ex and that they got married. But she is someone Sam had dated when he was in high school. What? A high school sweetheart? Then your husband is... Judith's father, and my husband died 2 years ago. What? So I said what I wanted, so I'll end speaking to you as your former classmate. Miss Moss, it seems that you still don't realize who runs your school, do you? What about it? You don't know who I am? What? You're my former classmate from college, and now you're a parent of one of my students. There is also one more. What is it? I am one of the managing directors of your school. What? What? I think teachers should be aware of who their managing directors are, don't you think? Rather, I have seen you several times at school. But you didn't realize that I was one of the managing directors despite that? Oh my God. But anyway, Miss Moss, the way you have been treating some of the students in your class is unacceptable. We will be convening a meeting with the other managing directors to discuss your case. Oh my God, no way! In your hiring process, there was a managing director who recommended you. And he told me that he'd have been completely deceived by someone who had talked highly of you. We will notify you when we decide what measure we will be taking against you. Until then, please refrain from coming to school. Raina, give me money. What? Oh, Miss Moss. I guess it's been half a year now? Money! Give money? I to you? That's right. I hear that you come from a pretty wealthy family, don't you? So you're demanding money from me? That's right. Because of you and all the confusion you caused, I was fired from that school. And now I can't get myself hired by any school. Confusion? What are you talking about? I thought that you had a daughter with Sam, but that turned out to be wrong. You weren't poor, although you came from a single mother's family, and that you were one of the managing directors of the school. You caused me all the confusion. You are to blame. If you have any intention of apologizing to me, then $50,000. No, give me $100,000. $100,000? I have absolutely no intention of making an apology, so I have no reason to give you the money either. What? If you had wanted to find out who Sam got married to, you could have easily found out through your friends. Also, your bias led you to assume that a single mother family is poor, which is just complete nonsense. I have been a managing director of the school before you came to teach at the school. And that you didn't know this basic information is your own fault. On top of that, to harass your own students based on your prejudice and personal revenge means you are not fit to be a teacher. Terrible! A teacher who is supposed to teach her students should not rip their textbooks. That is just horrendous. But now I can no longer continue being a teacher, and I can't find a job. I see, and you are demanding money from me. So I guess you threw away your pride? What on earth? If you think that I would help you out, you are utterly mistaken. You need to realize that. Hey! Bye! Because she was so persistent, I got carried away myself towards the end. But perhaps thanks to that, it seems like my words had some effect on her, because Miss Moss has not contacted me since that time. According to what I heard from a friend of mine, after she had demanded money from me, she was forced to move out of her apartment because she could no longer pay for her rent. She apparently had no choice but to go back to her parents' home. It also seems that even though her job hunting has not been going well, she had been living a lavish life and had gotten herself in quite a debt. After the collection letters arrived at her parents' place, her parents could no longer take it. The day after the collection letters, they drove Miss Moss out of their house. Having lost a place to stay, Miss Moss was last seen taking a train headed to Tokyo, but hasn't been seen since.